Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Rob and I talk about high-end comics and original art, both historical and current auctions and sales and all that kind of stuff. So if that's your kind of thing, subscribe, get more of this content on a weekly basis. This video is we're going to take a look at the recently closed ComicConnect number 61 event auction. This auction had a bunch of fun lots, so let's take a look at how it turned out. Wonder Woman number 1 CGC 8.0 is, as you all know, or maybe don't know if you're new to the channel, I love Wonder Woman number 1. It's one of my favorite books in the hobby. The last 8.0 before this one sold for $108,000 in April of 2024. This copy sold for $121,901.15. So that's not bad year on year. Nice little bump in price. It's not great for the consigner. The consigner bought this for $120,000 in the early days of the pandemic. So this particular copy has a level around $120,000. The good news is it did get a bump, like the grade, Wonder Woman in grade did get a bump between 2024 and 2025. So there you go. Can't win them all. I talked about these in the preview because they're so ridiculous. Church copy of Zip Comics number 2, CGC 9.6, sold for $18,400. Not a great result for the consigner. He bought it for $21,000 in 2022. Zip Comics number 5, CGC 9.6, Edgar Church copy, sold for $18,400. This one had a great trend line on it, so it was $8,900 in 2020, $16,833 in 2022, and I was expecting maybe this one will sell for $30,000. It didn't, but it did sell for $15,067 more than it did in 2022. So the trend is at least still going up. Action Comics number 7, CGC 5.0, second Superman cover. We had 2 sales records for this book before this auction. Now we've got 3. It sold for $47,800 in 2009. It sold for $156,000 in March of 2023. The owner was looking for at least $195,000 through Heritage. They got $179,400 this time around. Great book. And as a note, I'm going to talk about this a little later. We would have had a comparison between the value of the second Superman cover, which is this is the second Superman cover, and the second Batman cover, but something odd happened, and but I'll talk about that in a little bit because I have a book to show you at that point. Love this book though. You know, nice 5.0. Always fun to see in Action number 7. All Negro Comics number 1, CGC 7.5 D copy. Not Davis Crippen. This was slabbed before we knew who Davis Crippen was. So it's just the D copy. All Negro Comics number 1, CGC VF 7.5, sold for $10,063 in 2002. And it sold for at $25,012.50 in this auction. These kind of 50-cent lots are going to drive me crazy because I'm not usually these are round numbers. I don't know. I was hoping, Amazing Spider-Man number 1, CGC 9.4, I imagined that this book could sell for more than $250,000. So to me, you know, this is not the greatest result. Spider-Man's dead. You heard it here first. It's not. No, you're not buying it? I'm not buying it either. Spider-Man's still king, but this isn't as good a result as I hoped. It is a good result for the consigner, however. So $110,537.50, again with the 50 cents from 9 years ago. So that's nice. And they had the pleasure, as I always talk about, they had the pleasure of owning this book for 9 years. And how many of you have owned an Amazing Spider-Man number 1, CGC 9.4? I know, in fact, that there are a couple of you out there that have, but, you know, I don't know. Not all of you. So there's not that many of them. Okay, this is just like the weirdest trend, and I'm just going to keep talking about it because these books keep coming up for sale, these Archie number 1s in 3.0. So I talked about how strange the range was for Archie number 1 in 3.0 in November, talking about the Heritage Signature Auction. For those that missed it, in the past 10 years, this book in 3.0 has sold a bunch of times, and the range is between, up until this auction, the range was between 16,766 and 31,625. The low was the 16,766 was in 2024. The high was in 2022. So there's no trend. It just goes like this, just up and down and back and forth. It's crazy. And the rest of the sales are all in the middle. So it's had this like flat average. Likely the average is flat, but the spikes are, like 100% different almost, right? And we have a new low. So this is the new low for this book in this grade, $16,546.20. I don't know. It's crazy. So here's the new stats. So 2014, one sale, $20,315. 2016, $29,388. 2017, $27,555. With a low of $22,500 out of 3 sales. 2018, $23,900 with a low of $21,805 of 2 sales. We had 2 sales in 2020, $20,400 and $19,200. We had 2 sales in 2022, $31,625, which is the high, and $20,400. And then 2024, we had $18,000 and $16,766, and now we have a $16,546 sale. I just don't know. I don't know what to think. I love this book. It's weird. Somebody should just buy them all, get them off the market, clean up this mess, and then make a mint in 10 years. That's not investment advice. Buy what you like. Here we go. Batman #1, CGC 9.6, Allentown copy. I've talked about this book a bunch. I've talked about it a lot as I did the Allentown deep dive. It's one of my favorite books in the Allentown collection. And it's one that we have a scan of, and it's gorgeous. And it survived an old holder for 20 plus years. And it's still a 9.6, and it sold for $70,150 in this ComicConnect auction. It last sold in May of 2005 for $27,600. I predicted, so when I valued the Allentown collection from end to end, I estimated the value of this at $50,000. So I'm calling this a great result. I'm also going to take credit for this result because I hyped this book up incessantly for about 2 months. So I'm waiting for the call from ComicConnect to thank me. Thank me. I teased this with the Action number 7 lot. There are several books from this auction that have disappeared between the preview and now. This is one of them, Detective Comics number 29, CGC 5.5. The Detective 31 also, and there's a few others. So if you go back and look at the video, I dropped links to all of the lots that I covered in the video in the description. And if you click through all of those, 5 or 6 lots just don't resolve anymore. They just go to the ComicConnect homepage, or they, that page cannot be found, like a 404. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to speculate because it's not worth speculating, but something happened and the lots are gone. So if you want to speculate in the comments, feel free, but I'm not going to. Anyway, it's a bummer because this book is very cool. It's a really good 5.5. Second Batman cover, we would have been able to compare the relative value of the second Batman cover versus the second Superman cover in similar grades, right? 5.0 versus 5.5. Such is life. Some good news. How about $31,625 for this killer copy of this Superman World War II classic cover? I still don't understand why he's swimming, but we're going to just leave it. And in 2019, the 9.6 pen copy sold for $32,400. So I think I'm calling this a great result. CGC 7.0, Captain America Comics number 1, sold for $266,813.80. 80 cents, not 50 cents. Not a great result, as this particular copy sold for $300,150 a couple of years ago. So just almost exactly 2 years ago in 2023, March of 2023. Let's finish off the comic section with more fun number 73, CGC 7.5. It sold for $104,650. I didn't talk about this a lot in the preview, but I'm kind of padding out the comic section because I lost a couple of lots. First Green Arrow, first Aquaman, first Speedy. 1941, I kind of, if you'd asked me, I would have guessed that this book was like 1942. And I really don't have a strong opinion either way about this book, and I feel like I should, because that Aquaman movie made like $1 billion, and Green Arrow is a fundamental character in the DC universe. It's got that curse of not having the characters on the cover, but I still feel like I need to reevaluate this book. So it's another one on the to-do list pile. 13,800 for this fun Spider-Man number 10 McFarlane page with Wendigo and Wolverine. I love this page, and it's funny that any McFarlane page can be thought of as a poor man's anything, but Wendigo and Wolverine can be way more expensive when you start to eye something like Hulk 181. So $43,700 for this bonkers Barry Windsor Smith Weapon X page. A bargain at any price, since this is an intense, crazy page that I just love. I talked about it in the preview. I still love it. Hopefully you bought it and it's your favorite thing ever. This would have been my favorite thing ever if I'd bought it. $28,715.15 for this gigantic and ridiculous, in a good way, Jim Lee Wolverine image. I want someone to send me a picture of this framed above your couch. It's giant. Let's finish off with this incredible George Perez Fantastic Four cover. $92,000 for this one. I still don't know why Reed Richards has 5 o'clock shadow. I'm still just going to guess that he was up all night doing science, but no one's told me. I'm waiting. Don't make me go to storage. Somebody's got to tell me. I do love this cover, and I continue to love that inset of Doom. I want a t-shirt of just Doom's face. And with that, we're done. This is a fun auction, even though a bunch of lots disappeared between the preview and this review. If you have any theories on what was going on with those lots, please share them in the comments. I want to hear what you think. I'll be back later on this week or early next week with a review of the current Heritage Signature Auction, which is closing starting April 3rd, which is just a couple of days as of this recording. That's going to be a fun one. And then after that, I've got a couple of new ideas to share with you, a couple of fun video ideas I'm going to share following that. And then, I have regular channel content that I'll be going through as well. Got a big queue of pedigree books, Silver Age pedigree books to talk about, which is always fun for me. So if you haven't, please subscribe. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you think about this auction. Speculate on what happened to the missing books. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.